On this edition of NewsTeam Boulder for Thursday, March 11, 2021, Boulder police brace for new incidents like the one on University Hill last weekend. Help is on the way with passage of the COVID relief bill. And a CU student athlete fights to play again after a serious injury. All that and more coming up.
This is an unlawful assembly due to riot conditions. You are ordered to leave the area.
I was honestly kind of shocked. It was surprising that people thought that was okay to do and that decided to gather in that big of groups without masks on. And then they took it a step further when police enforcement got involved and got violent, and it was just shocking and really embarrassing to be a CU student when that was going on.
It seemed like a big catastrophic event. I saw some property damage happen, but at the same time, people are mad about what's happening during COVID and what's happening to the community.
Honestly, I felt really embarrassed, and I think people were acting reckless and ignorant. They weren't really caring about how this would affect other people. So yeah, I'm embarrassed to be a buff right now, and I think people need to do better.
If you fail to leave, you'll be subject to arrest and use of tear gas.
Just some of the reactions from CU students over Saturday's riot on University Hill. And yesterday, the first CU student connected to the riot gets arrested. Welcome to NewsTeam Boulder, I'm Grace Karaginas. On Wednesday, CU student Henry Chardak faces several charges. The Boulder police say that Chardak is suspected of committing felony, first-degree criminal trespassing, and misdemeanor criminal mischief, and misdemeanor engaging in a riot. In a news release, Boulder police say they're continuing their investigation to find people who took part in last Saturday's party-turned-riot. They're asking the public for help to identify at least 10 individuals in connection to the riot. Police say the man seen on the left threatened to shoot a Boulder police officer. Tips may be submitted to Northern Colorado Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Students who showed aggression towards police or destroyed property can face jail time and possible expulsion from CU. At a news conference Sunday, CU Boulder officials promised that students who committed criminal acts will be expelled from the campus and not allowed to readmit. In a letter to students, Chancellor Philip DeStefano is quoted saying, "To the students who participated in the incident last night, you have embarrassed yourselves and the entire University of Colorado Boulder. Your actions violated university and community standards at every level." CU President Mark Kennedy also released a short statement where he says he promises to hold those students who engaged in violence and vandalism accountable. Dozens of CU students wrote a letter in response saying that they demand accountability. In the letter, the students accuse CU of slapping students on the wrist for recklessly endangering other students and the Boulder community. They're quoted as saying, "Where is the accountability for the danger your students have put their classmates and professors in? Where is the care that you supposedly hold for everyone on and around campus? We don't see it, we don't feel it." Some CU students who saw the riot on the Hill are saying that CU's reputation is impacted negatively, and that CU's code of conduct has been violated severely.
The block party on the University Hill turned into a riot when hundreds of maskless students gathered in the streets, resulting in property damage, health concerns, and even acts of violence towards law enforcement.
I guess I feel like I don't really know who I go to school with.
The riot not only tarnishes CU's reputation, but also negatively impacts students and other Boulder community members who conform to the code of conduct.
CU has a code of conduct, definitely. And we also have the CU Creed, which basically states that we as buffs treat each other with respect, and that is certainly not what happened on Saturday.
So what should happen to the people that were involved?
I do think that there should be some consequences in place. We've gone through this entire pandemic and haven't seen very many consequences for people, and now is the time for the university to step up and yeah, do that.
CU students and faculty came together Sunday on the Hill to clean up the mess left behind by rioters the night before. The riot begs the question of the status of the spring semester in the following weeks. CU's external student body president, Isaiah Chavos, says he hopes in-person classes on campus are not affected by Saturday's incident.
First and foremost, that the riots that occurred are not reflective of the majority of our student population. I think the worst case scenario for the semester is our hybrid system does not improve. We don't have any more room for growth as far as an increase in in-person activities or engagements with our fellow students, or any activities for that matter, whether that be attending sporting events or recreational activities. That staying stagnant, I think, is the worst case scenario.
The events that took place over the past weekend raised concerns for whether there is enough police presence on University Hill. The street where the riot took place is calm now, but with St. Patrick's Day coming up, parties and large gatherings are expected. The Boulder police are planning to ramp up patrols to help ease concerns.
We know everyone is concerned. We're concerned with what happened this weekend. We don't want that to happen again. And the goal is for everyone to be safe. So you definitely will see more officers, and we'll be working together to determine the best way to do that and keep everyone safe.
Coming up, a closer look into the COVID relief bill that will address our public health crisis. And later, we'll meet with a CU athlete who overcame multiple injuries. Help is on the way for many Americans struggling during the coronavirus pandemic. The massive $1.9 trillion relief plan has made it through Congress. CNN correspondent Karen Kafa has the latest from Washington.
We say to America, help is on the way. Help is on the way. You will receive $1,400 checks by the end of March.
With their signatures, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer officially marked the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan's passage through Congress, despite not receiving a single vote from Republicans in the House or the Senate.
On this vote, the yeas are 220, the nays are 211. The motion is adopted.
The bill now heads to President Joe Biden's desk for signing.
I look forward to signing it later this week. Everything in the American Rescue Plan addresses a real need, including investments to fund our entire vaccination effort.
Biden plans to appoint someone to oversee the implementation of the rescue plan.
They are looking for ways to maximize, of course, the impact of every dollar.
Now, on the eve of marking 1 year since the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic, the president is previewing his address to the nation Thursday night and what's next in the country's battle against the pandemic.
I'm going to launch the next phase of the COVID response and explain what we will do as a government and what we will ask of the American people. There is light at the end of this dark tunnel of the past year.
As more people are getting vaccinated, the Center for Disease Control has come up with guidelines for staying safe, without masks. NewsTeam reporter Evan Batty explains.
The battle against coronavirus has some reinforcements in the form of vaccines. The CDC encourages all to get vaccinated, and they've released some guidelines for people who are already vaccinated to socialize safely. If you plan on getting vaccinated, here are some things you might want to know. You can now gather indoors with other vaccinated people without wearing a mask. On top of that, you can gather with a household that is unvaccinated. You should still wear masks for the courtesy of others. Still practice social distancing. Avoid large gatherings like concerts and parties. If you do travel, follow the travel guidelines that the CDC released.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at weather updates on the incoming snowstorm. A winter storm watch remains in effect for northeast and north central Colorado. Significant snow is expected this weekend, beginning late Friday and lasting through Sunday. Across the urban corridor, expect heavy, wet snow accumulations between 1 to 2 feet. while the foothills could see 2 to 4 feet of snow. Travel across the urban corridor and foothills will be difficult to nearly impossible late Saturday and into Sunday. The snow is expected to wind down Monday morning, with road conditions beginning to improve. This winter storm watch is a significant weather event, so monitor the latest forecasts for updates. Stay safe this weekend. Coming up after the break, an in-depth look into a CU athlete's repeating injury, and new recordings from Mars that give us a hint of what it sounds like. A senior's dream of playing in the March Madness tournament comes true, despite health struggles. NewsTeam reporter Evan Batty reports.
Who is Dallas Walton? Dallas Walton is a extreme competitor and very serious until you get to know him.
From the outside looking in, Dallas Walton is a 7-footer who plays on the basketball team. However, the truth is that Dallas Walton is a fighter who overcomes with persistence. He has overcame not 1, not 2.
3 ACLs for a 7-footer. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. 2 ACLs in high school, so when I got to him, actually when he got to us, his freshman year, oh my goodness. He didn't know how to do a lot of stuff. He was weak. He was very immobile. And what we did is we got to work, and I knew that's what we needed to do.
Did you ever have doubts or ever have like a moment when you said like, I don't really, know if I want to play basketball anymore?
Oh yeah, I mean, right after my 3rd ACL tear, for at least two to 3 weeks, I was done with basketball. It was a lot of encouragement from my teammates, excited to have me back, that kind of made me realize that, I'm still able to play this game at a high level.
Dallas Walton has come so far in his 5 years at the University of Colorado, but this year he's finally reaching his dream of playing in the NCAA tournament.
Astronomers at the University of Colorado Boulder discovered new hints of a giant, scorching hot planet orbiting Vega, one of the brightest stars in the night sky. The research was led by an undergraduate in the Department of Astrophysical and Planetary Sciences, Spencer Hurt. The team of researchers unearthed a curious signal from Vega that indicated the possible existence of a planet. If the team's findings bear out, this planet is orbiting so close to the star that its years would last less than 2.5 Earth days. The candidate planet could also rank as the 2nd hottest world known to science, with surface temperatures averaging nearly 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit. Hurt says that close to the star, the planet might puff up like a balloon, and even iron would melt into gas. Researchers say they have a lot more work to do before they can definitively say that they've discovered this sizzling planet. To date, scientists have discovered up to 4,000 exoplanets, planets that orbit other stars. But few of those circle stars that are as bright or as close to Earth as Vega. Closer to home, the Perseverance rover on Mars is sending back sounds of the wind. Take a listen. The recording might sound a bit muffled because the microphone at the top of the rover's mast was still down. Perseverance is roaming Mars, searching for signs of ancient life. And it's already sent back hundreds of photos. During its 2-year mission, Perseverance will also collect samples that will eventually be sent back to Earth for analysis. That's it for NewsTeam Boulder. Follow us on Twitter at NewsTeam Boulder and on YouTube. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you again next week.